You lying, Satara.
Hey, yo, what's up? What's poppin'? Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? It's been a while, right? Haven't seen y'all. So, today, it's gonna be a good one. Today is gonna be a good one. Hold on, y'all. I got a little noise going on my bad. So, look, it's gonna be a good one today. I have Dr. Ladel Lewis here. Um, we gonna talk about some things. We gonna get some stuff out here. We gonna talk about all this foolishness going on because y'all know it's getting a little messy. Not getting, it's already messy. It's just getting more and more messy. So I want to just maybe shift through all the mess because I feel like it's a good gallon of sweet tea out here, y'all, and we got to see what's going on. We gotta get down to it. So pardon me, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to share this real quick for some of those that are not on A10 News Media. And so, being that I am doing this, I need you all to go to it and like it and share it and all that good stuff, right? So, it's on my page now. So, y'all go to it, tune in, tap in, like it, share it, subscribe to it. Also, to the YouTube channel. Okay, without further ado, I ain't gonna make y'all wait too much longer. We're gonna bring Dr. Ladell Lewis in. Can you bring her in for me, Mick? Hey.
Good evening.
What's up? What's popping? What's going on, Lady Lewis?
That's the same thing, just a different day.
Just a different day. Yep. Same shit, different diaper, huh?
Now, I didn't refer to it as such, but
I am, because that's how it feels some days. Woo, chill. We all remember changing them diapers, though. Woo, honey. How was your day?
very well, very busy.
Awesome.
Yeah, and when you elect to do the work of the people, this part-time job definitely takes up full time. So it
You know
definitely takes.
what?
Mhm.
Boom. I am so glad you said that. So we gonna kick it just like that. So we're gonna address some of these elephants that's always in a room when your name comes up. Dr. Liddell Lewis, the first being some people have an issue with you saying this is part-time. Keep explain to us. Tell us why this is considered part-time for you and everybody
Um,
else that's on council.
but it's not to me. Now,
Yeah.
if they did their due diligence, then
Mm-hmm.
they will see that serving on city council in Flint, it is a part-time position. If
Yeah.
someone needs me to explain that, I don't know what else to tell them. It's a part-time. If you look at municipalities like Detroit, it's a
Mm-hmm.
full-time position where each individual makes, I believe, is $82,000 a year for their
Mm-hmm.
full-time position,
Okay.
and with the president making, I believe, 94,000. So, and they work 40 hours a week. They have a staff,
Mm.
and that's what they do. They work there
Yeah.
from 8 to 5. So that's not this.
Yeah.
We
I
work,
get it.
yeah. So I mean, but clearly someone else do not. So, and I just don't understand what they don't get.
Yeah.
So do we have plenty of council people? They work a full-time job to pay their bills, and they do the city's business on a part-time basis because we start after 5, after we attend know your real job.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is a part-time position. It's not per what I say,
Yeah.
it's per how it's written, and it's per what's going on. So if they
Right.
have a comment or a question about that, I admonish them to please contact City Clerk Inez Brown, and she may walk with them through the charter to explain these things.
All right. All right. So the biggest elephant in the room, Liddell, and you know the biggest elephant in the room is Liddell don't live in Flint. Liddell, you live in Flint?
Absolutely not.
You don't live in Flint?
No, I don't. Clearly, I don't. How do you address that? Somebody say where you live. I mean, how you
so
address it?
really the biggest issue is right is that they're saying that allegedly it's being said that you were not in Flint for what is it, a year, in order to run for city council, that you weren't here in enough time. And then they're going on to say, it's being said that you still do not reside here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I have.
That's a big thing out here, especially on social media. Like that's a big like it's a huge thing. Like it's a lot of banter back and forth about that.
Right, but guess what? This is how you know when stuff isn't legit. When individuals talk around you and not to you. If people really want to know where I live, my inbox stay open. City council number is wide open. I answer emails. As you see, you reach out to me. I respond immediately. I respond to everyone immediately. So if
Listen,
people really wanted to know and not keep up petty drama, then they had contacted me directly if they were really that concerned. If they were really that concerned, they'd pull up at Sarvis Park when we're having an event. Come to
yeah.
my neighborhood. Ask my neighbors. But you're not invested. So are you invested in finding out where I live for real? Is that really your concern? Or you're concerned with keeping up unnecessary drama in Flint, which we don't need? It's too much work to be done in Flint to keep up petty, unnecessary arguments about where do I live. That's just like going back and forth about, is Barack Obama a Muslim? That's not my conversation. If the man said he was not, please move on.
Right.
And if you really want to know where I live, inbox me.
You know what? I am going to, I just want to say this out to the people before we even move on. Now when she says that she responds back immediately, I can attest to that she does. And I just decided that I kept hearing Ladel Lewis, and Ladel this and Ladel that. And I was like, I'm gonna reach out to her. I'm gonna see if she'll come talk to me so we can address some of these things, because I've been hearing everybody else, but hadn't been hearing from Ladel. And I did inbox her, and she did respond back within in less than 5 minutes. She responded back to me. So that's the honest to God truth. She really does respond back. She responded back to me. She didn't have a problem with coming to talk to me or anything like that. And honestly, when I've seen her out, in the summer, I haven't seen her since the summer. Let me just put that out there. It ain't like I see her every day. I see her all day. I have not seen her since, in the summer, but every time I see her, she's very approachable. We always talk, we kick it. I've never had that type of issue with her. So I am going to put that out there because she did say that. So I'm going to be honest and keep it a band with y'all like I always do, that she really does. And so even today, I needed a little information from her, and I had got with her, and she responded back immediately. So I can say that she is pretty approachable, and she's not gonna not answer you. So if you do have any questions or anything like that, I think it would behoove you to do what I did and just reach out to her and just ask the questions, because obviously she okay with answering the questions, right?
Absolutely. And again, you got two type of people. You got people that really concerned for the good of the order, and then you have people that just want to start some extra stuff on the side. I rise above those that want to start the extra stuff, because again, instead of arguing back and forth, making Facebook videos and posts that are off the cuff, guess what? We need to figure out how to spend these Arpa dollars. We need to figure out how to stop people from speeding up and down our streets. We need to figure out a path for our young men ages 16 to 24. You understand? This is what we need to do. So
I agree.
Yeah. So, but hey, if they really want to know, please inbox me, or you can find me at Flint Second Ward on Facebook. Thank you.
And there you go. There you go. I appreciate that. So, Ladel, I know you are pretty busy with city council and all of that. You all are like extremely busy doing all of these things. Now, again, there are some. I think the biggest thing for me is that I honestly, like, I don't really dig into the drama, and I don't really do the back and forth and the arguing and all of that. But however, I do think that everybody should be able to speak their piece and have their say in these things, because like I said, there's some pretty heavy accusations going out there. And I know all the time, taking a high road is really the way to go. It really is. You know what I'm saying? We got enough foolishness out here, enough violence and all this other type of stuff. So it really is the way to go. However, I know that sometimes it's sometimes we just got to put the shit on the floor. Sometimes we just got to put it on the floor. And like I said, and like we were saying, if you have these questions, you really need to answer. And so I know that, and I know, as you know, been a lot of little people, popping up with their podcasts and their videos and saying some things. And I know you had some issues with some people saying it was a bunch of stuff. And so listen, y'all, I'm really sorry. Like I'm gonna look at the chat and look at the comments and everything in the chat. I'm kind of doing it in two different places because from here I can't respond. So if you see me looking off, it's not because I'm not paying attention. Just give me a minute. I promise I'll get to whatever questions and comments you have. So I know that there were some allegations about, you not residing in Flint, you not doing some of this work, like where all this money coming from. Like it's crazy, like all of this stuff coming out, right? It's like really crazy. And so when you don't hear when I know, like for myself, like when I don't, I'm like, damn, I ain't heard from Ladel. I would like to hear like some of the stuff she said. So, these questions get to swirling. And so you just want a little clarification. So really, honestly, let me just put that out there. That's why I'm here. I just want some clarification. I want to hear from you, not from nobody else. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know that there was one about, I don't know the whole story, so maybe you can enlighten me, about Deb Cherry. You bringing Deb Cherry to the table about those houses from Land Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And that she said that if nothing was done, that the houses would come back to Flint. Mm-hmm. And in a certain amount of time, right? And so it was said that nothing was done in that certain amount of time so that they could come back. But then she doubled back and said, no, that's not the case. Can you enlighten me on that? Like, is that really the case? Like, what happened with that?
So it sounds like you guys need Deb Cherry here to have that conversation. What happened? I brought her again. I bring in experts. She's the person. Isn't she like the county treasurer? Something like that?
Is she the county treasurer? You may be right. I'm not gonna, yeah. I ain't gonna speak on that because I don't really know her title for real.
Right. So so she is pivotal in facilitating the transaction between the land bank and Flint as far as the homes go. And so I wanted my colleagues to hear her expertise and to hear what she had to say regarding this, because it was the fourth quarter and we had to make some decisions. So we need to hear from the top. We need to hear our options. And so they began to ask her questions about the options. So yeah, so that's why I brought her. Because one thing I don't like for people not to be informed.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. So whether the expert gives you you hope that the expert gives you correct information, but when you bring in the expert gives you their opinion, and then we just base our opinion based off of what the expert said. So again, since she was the expert in that area, that's why I asked her if she could come and join our meeting and give us a little insight, because as a new council person, I'm not familiar with that. And the other 6 may not have been, the other 5, they may not have been familiar with either. So that's why she came in and give us a little FYI.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So so there's another question that was being asked about the road restoration, right? So that contractors are getting paid for road restoration, and the work is not being done. And what the reason was from that. Now I only heard bits and pieces of that. I'm not even sure where this contractors in this road restoration is even supposed to be being done at. Do you know?
But my question is, again, what does this got to do with me? What my name got to do with?
What these are, it's not just you, it's just council, and I don't have all the council here, so
Oh,
you it
okay. But so I'm the representative. Got it.
for the
I
day.
mean,
I ask everybody else too, but yeah, for the day, yep, you it.
yeah, well, it's fine. So road restoration. Yeah, we lot lot of work to be done. No money to do it. Now, I mean, what? That's all I can tell you. Now, where the money went, that's beyond me.
So
That's something for the constituents to also continue to push and ask.
so where was the road restoration supposed to be done? Was it a specific area? Was it out through Flint? Was it just downtown? Like where was this road restoration supposed to be taking place? On the highways, regular rural streets?
Just to my knowledge, Rose and Flint.
Okay.
So yeah, Rose and Flint.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's something that like you said, the constituents of Flint need to continue. Now, who do they pitch that gripe with? The road commission?
Well, you know what? I'll say reach out to their council person, but really when you in doubt, reach out to our senior council person, Mr. Eric Mays. Now he's
Okay.
been here in Flint politics for a very long time.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sat on, yeah, he sat on the council for the last 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he was there when they made a lot of these decisions, and he's very knowledgeable. So yeah, so please feel free to give him a call. And then also the person over roads, I believe that is Mr. I can contact Mr. Mike Brown.
Mike
Yeah.
Morrow.
No, excuse me, Mike Brown.
Oh, Mike Brown. I apologize. Okay. Mike
Mm-hmm.
Brown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah, so start at then next, ask your mayor. Because if you
Definitely.
all don't ask, mind you, I'm still asking questions myself.
Yeah.
But if you all don't ask, then we won't get answers.
So I got a question for you, like before we go on with any of that, and this is just this is actually just personal to you. So when you were away and you made the decision to come back to Flint to do this, what was on your mind? What made you make the decision to come back here to do this?
I didn't come back here to do this. I came back home to take care of my father. My father
Okay.
was dying. So I
Okay.
left.
I'm sorry to hear
So,
that.
oh yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so I left with a suitcase of clothes, and I have not been back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I have no political aspirations here in Flint. I was always someone helping out different organizations, doing stuff on the side, just doing my little bitty part, while I was
Hmm.
away and when I come back.
Yeah.
Outside of when I came home to help out for the water crisis. But yeah, but when my dad got sick, yeah, I packed it all up.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Understood. Understood.
yeah. I mean,
So what
absolutely.
made you decide to put your name in the hat when you did?
Well, what a big thing that made me decide to do it was I wanted to see. So someone brought it up. They brought it up to me, a
Hmm.
neighbor,
Okay.
and I'm like, no, I was not too interested, really.
Hmm.
Because I don't have any political aspirations, none. And then I said, I talk a lot about community involvement. I talk a lot about change, and you can't have this conversation. You can't be about that life when you're not positioning yourself to really advocate for change.
Hmm.
And so I said, let me take a look and see what the process is all about. So I
Hmm.
went down there and picked up a packet just to look at it and just to
Right.
see what it was all about. The Flint Journal then published my name, put me on Front Street, and was like, boom, she running for second ward city council.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
like, oh, well, I guess I am.
Okay. And you just went with it, huh?
And I just went with it because,
Okay.
because the community needed. Because I was, like you see, I started the whole Sarvis Park thing. I did that to build pride back up in the neighborhood. Now I don't talk about building pride and jumping in, seeing bullet shot, what is that? Yeah, bullets. That's what they call
Yeah.
hell. Yeah, seeing
Hmm.
them on the ground around the neighborhood. Yeah. So instead of talking
Oh,
about it,
the shells from the bullets. I
yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
there you
Okay,
go.
okay.
There you
I
go.
got you.
Yeah, the
I got you. I got
shells.
you. I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so that's why I started the neighborhood association. That's why I started getting involved. I started the newsletter, started writing the grant. That's why I started, because I would have wanted someone to take care of my dad. I wouldn't want my dad living in those conditions. And a lot of my neighbors, they've been here since I was little. I've been
Yeah,
here. Yeah, I grew up here. So
yeah,
yeah, so I just decided to, to do my part. And then when this opportunity came up, mind you, I wasn't even out here campaigning real hard. You didn't see any of my signs.
right.
I didn't have any.
I
Um,
remember I remember when you first started running and we had you on Fly City and I asked you and I said I remember one of the questions I was like, where you been hiding at? I've never seen any of your literature. I didn't even know it was a thing until they said, we got Ladel Lewis, she come in and I'm like, where she come from? Yeah, I remember I don't know if you remember that because I asked you, I was like, girl, where you pop out from? Because I had not seen anything from you, right?
right.
And so I know I can say this that out of sight, out of mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that maybe a lot of people because they don't see you, out and about and doing all of the things that everybody else has done because hey, you weren't here,
Like what?
right?
I
You
guess
know, no. I'm
what
just
is
saying, like you
uh,
weren't here, so you weren't like they didn't see you out and about doing whatever it is that other people were doing out and about in those years that you weren't here. And then so when
but
you,
let me be clear. But let me be clear.
mm-hmm,
Although I was back and forth.
yeah,
Yeah, I was back and forth. So I just want that to be clear. And
mm-hmm,
then, my passion is not other people's passion. April Cook Hawkins, she said it real succinctly, in her speech. My service might not be your service. Because somebody must have questioned me was what they say, well, you weren't out here helping Neely campaign. Yeah, because I'm not out here helping Neely campaign. I'm not,
right.
that's not what I do. I wasn't interested in that. That's not what I was doing. So let's not try to make my passion be yours. You don't see me because we probably don't hang around the same people and do the same things. So when you hear
Correct.
people say water warriors, we're water warriors, I bet that you were. And I would never take that away from anybody because everyone, they were advocating in their own special way. But as for me and my talent, I pivoted over here and I was helping out Lanice Lawson with Bottle for the Babies.
Mm-hmm.
And we, had a contract with, a partnership, not a contract, with two men in a truck. DJ Envy with the big donation. I mean, yeah, hooked up with Rachel Maddow and MSNBC.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing stuff over here. I put together the first on the ground needs assessment to test people's water IQ because people didn't even know what to do with the water. I
Yeah.
came out with those little magnets that talk about healthy food to combat lead. Yeah, and you can see a lot of people have them throughout the city.
Yeah.
Donated some to the Flint schools. This was when we had the superintendent from Detroit. Yeah, he opted not to use them, but very well. But yeah, and I came out with the do's and don'ts of Flint waters. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I educate. My thing is to make sure that you know. And so, yeah, I still have those Facebook posts and stuff and those handouts that we were dropping in people's doors. I did that. So when people talk about where were you, I was over here doing something different, but I'm still out here. There you
You
go.
know, I totally agree with that, and I like that you said that. My passion is not your passion because every everybody has a lane, and everybody has something that they're good at. Being a jack of all trades and a master of none is a gift and a curse, right? Because you will be have your hands in a whole bunch of pots and never getting things accomplished, or you be spread too thin, right? So,
Mhm.
I think that with that being said, I think that, when people do ask, like, where were you and why weren't you and all of that, they, they really should focus on themselves, right? Because at the end of the day, we can't control where anybody is at and what part they play in whatever, right?
That part right there. But I'll do you even one better. We about to come full back circle.
Mm.
If you really want to know what I've been up to and where I've been, guess what? If you really want to know, guess what you would do for real?
So 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 I know I do my own self research. I don't let anybody tell me anything, right? Because I remember when I first met you, I didn't know you had your doctorate, right? Because
Hmm.
referring to you as Dr. Ladel Lewis. And I remember I got on one of the podcasts and I said, a doctor. I said, what's she a doctor of? And I think people thought I was taking a shot, and I wasn't. And what I said was, I didn't know. I said, no, I'm asking for real. I'm not being funny. I'm asking what was her doctorate in? And I was asking because I wanted to know what was your specialty. Because if you have a doctorate in something, that's your damn lane. So I wasn't being funny and being, I know people probably took it as I was taking a shot, and I really honestly wasn't taking a shot. I'm like, no, seriously, what? And I got a whole bunch of listen, when I tell you the comments is coming, she is a doctor. I'm like, hey, hold it. Stall me out. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm asking what's her lane? What is her doctorate in? So could you please, can you just tell me and the rest of these folks, what is your doctorate in, Dr. Ladel Lewis?
Okay, so let me guess. That's part of some of the melee out here that I don't have my doctorate degree.
Oh, absolutely not. No, that's a question for me, and I'm just putting it out there. But no, I did my research. I know that you do have your doctorate. I did my own self-research. I didn't need anybody to tell me that, and I'm not debunking it. Listen, y'all, I looked, and she does have her doctorate, so y'all chill on her about her doctorate. She does. I just did not know that at the time, and I was asking the question, and y'all jumped on me because y'all thought I was taking a shot, and I wasn't taking no damn shot.
Don't jump on the baby. Don't jump on the baby. Yeah. So thank you for asking, and I definitely don't mind setting that record straight. And if you need your own proof, please feel free to go to your Google and type in Ladel Lewis, and you will see like probably 6 or 7 pages of accomplishments and things that I've done. And one of them is I graduated from Western Michigan University with a PhD in sociology. And my sub areas are race and ethnic relations. All right. And applied research and evaluation. And my dissertation, my in-depth research.
Now that was good. I read that. I know where you're going with this because I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay.
See? No, yeah.
It was pretty cool.
I try to be relevant. I try to be relevant.
No, that was pretty. Your dissertation was pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. It was pretty cool. I know probably the other people gonna get into it, but I'm a little nerd like that, and I thought it was pretty cool. So go ahead.
Shout out to you for even taking a look at that. But yeah, I did research on snitching. Hip hop and snitching. Crime reporting in the inner city, and it has been used by many federal agencies and also many top research institutions. And it is the most downloaded dissertation in the history of Western Michigan University. So,
I honestly looked at it. I did it. I looked at it like everybody else don't do their research, but I am that. And I did my research and I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm a little nerd like that, like I said.
And I did.
But shout out to you because it was actually a very cool dissertation. I ain't gonna lie.
I thank you. And I did my thesis for my master's degree and also did another paper about the portrayal of African American women in hip hop videos.
Oh, did you?
And it was pretty good. And then I did a sub study looking at the way African American women are portrayed in hip hop videos of white artists. Totally different portrayal. There's some good stuff there. It was definitely some good stuff.
So can I can I look at that one? Where can I look at? That's from U of M?
No, Western Michigan.
Oh, that one's at Western Michigan too?
Yep, both of them at Western Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, the portrayal of African American women in hip hop videos. That's the title of it.
Let me write that down right quick. All right. Y'all listen. Y'all should go read some of these things for real. I'm not even trying to be funny.
I'm telling you, if people took the time out,
it's not even only like. Sometimes it's not even about like fact checking to see if you really got your shit together, Ladel, or nothing like that. But it's also like seeing other people's perspectives and things like that, because it gives you another look at a way of looking at things. Because my perception is reality, right? And my perception is my reality, and so is yours. But if I take the time to look at it and I say, oh, damn, I ain't even look at it from that way, that angle or from that side or whatever. We can come up with some different things. And I think that's what we do. We do ourselves a disservice by not doing that research and not doing that and not looking at the other side of the coin. I think we do ourselves a disservice in doing that because I know I'm be honest with you. I know probably a lot of people came on here to see if this was gonna be one of those little bashing sessions or me trying to jump on you about something like that. But when I say I'm Switzerland, I'm really am Switzerland because I really don't have a dog in the fight in this. Like I can't vote you in or out. I can't do nothing like that. But I do like to just put the information out there, and sometimes the information being like you just really not defending yourself, but saying, look, this is what it is, or this is what it ain't, right? Because like I said, it's just so many things going around. Like as a matter of fact, like if I could talk to everybody that they be talking to, like talking about, like I would do it. I would sit up here and I would do this all day just to get it out there because I be having questions for myself, right? It ain't necessarily the questions that everybody else had. I just questions for myself. Like for instance, like your doctor. Like I literally was like, but damn, I want you to go back and look at that. They just told me about that. Like she knew how that doctors, whatever. I'm like, God damn, y'all, I'm just asking a question. And I really, really, truly wanted to know. And when I researched it, I wasn't researching it as like to debunk that you
Yeah.
had your doctorate. I was like, shit, I want to know what it's from, because everybody was like, I think it's in this or I think it's in that. And I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna just look myself, which I was, but I thought somebody would be like, oh, you know what, she has her doctorate in whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. I ain't got no goddamn doctorate. I don't know. I just wanted to know what it was, right?
Right.
With that being said, and about your doctorate and actually in that lane, so that kind of segued me into this. So you do a lot of research and doing a lot of bringing in experts. Do you plan on doing that about like the crime and all of that that's going on in Flint? Are you working on something like that for Flint? No.
No, yeah, because I'm not brought to the table. They have certain people who they select to be on
Okay.
different committees and task force, and I'm just not one of the experts.
Really?
Hmm.
That's interesting to see that you wouldn't be one of the experts and that is like actually like really literally your lane.
Well, that
That's
goes back to what we were talking about earlier. When they say that no millennials coming back and brain drain here in Flint, well, maybe we don't tap the people that we have on the shoulder. We have so much talent here in Flint, so much education. I mean, and
yeah.
mind you, talent, education, expertise, we have a lot of good. You don't always need a degree to have expertise in the area. Ask our brother Rodney Porter. He's an expert in what he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you don't tap into them, when you go to your favorites, then that's what you get. So what you never hear me doing, I'm not gonna sit up here and fight because it's too
Yeah.
much to do. Now
That's true.
the only time you will hear me stand up and fight is when it's regarding my child. And that's when a lot of this rigmarole that you hear on social media, that's how this got started.
From your baby?
Hmm. I mean, absolutely. Yeah. Wanting to see the best educational outcomes in his school district by involving the parents. And then I got jumped on. And I guess instantly social media bullied, because of my position in the city council. And I understand. They probably look at me like, you on city council, stay in your lane. People, they overlook that I am a parent of a child in the school
So
district.
so was it about the parent what was it? Parent advisory board from
But
that?
that was just a very small piece of it. The whole gist of it is
Okay.
this: a lot of parents, they feel ignored. A lot of parents of the Flint Community Schools, they feel
Mm,
ignored.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm definitely one of them. But that's the common trend. And when you talk to them, either the people like, you know what, I'm not gonna get involved because I'm pulling my child out, or you have the people that just opt out. They just say, you know what, I'm not going to any more meetings. I'm not studying them. I'm just going to send my child to school, have them come home. And so when they ask me to get involved, I'm not interested because they're not interested. So, you know, but unlike me, I'm still one of the naive people that think, hey, you know, everyone wants what's right. Everyone is looking at the greater big picture, you know, because I'm a selfless person. I'm giving of myself to be in Flint for 5 years to do this, you know, because we can be anywhere in the, not just the US, in the world, but Flint just means that much that this is what I do. So because, you know, I have a child attending the Flint schools, yeah, instead of just snatching them out and going somewhere else or just getting totally disengaged, yeah, you know, you begin to do as they say. They say they want parent engagement. They say they want you to speak up, but when you speak up, when you get someone attacking you for speaking up, it's like, wow, not
So,
cool.
let me ask you this. I know you said that you are one of the parents that feel ignored. What is it that is what are your concerns that are being that you feel like are being ignored? I know you said some of the other parents, and I know the other parents aren't here, and I'm sure they have voiced this to you as well. What are some of the
Mhm.
concerns that are being ignored?
Well, all right. Well, I'll give you just like a real baseline one. So, one of them is dealing with the advisory council that they form. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I am a person who that's what I did with my PhD. I did it for Western Michigan University when we had a SAMHSA, a $6 million SAMHSA funded grant. And my job was to have these subcommittees and evaluation committees to make sure that we were on the right track, to make
Okay.
sure that we were doing things in the best, because we were evaluating the mental health system of care. So my
Okay.
job was to make sure that we had everyone's perspective, so we were doing the right thing. Well, a lot of parents, they want to know, hey, how did you guys go about picking the parent for this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay. So then after, how did y'all pick the parent? Then, you know, some parents also want to know, um, why do you only have one parent when we got 9 different schools with 9 different cultures?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Freeman, I mean, yeah, you can pick, say if you pick your parent from Freeman,
Mm-hmm.
your one Freeman does not represent Nethercutt, Southwestern,
That's
Holmes,
true.
Potter, Doyle Ryder. We
Right.
have, yeah, because one of the schools have a big Arab population. So that one parent does not suffice, you know, but just hearing this coming from the parents, let the parents tell you, if you don't go to them and ask them their thoughts as you and in the formative process, because
Mm-hmm.
formative evaluation, that's also another part of evaluation. It means you evaluate things as you form them.
Yeah.
So as the school district, as they are making formative decisions that impact our children, our school district, which oversees our children, then yeah, some of the best experts are the parents. Like another example, you know, I didn't have a problem with Flint shutting down. You know why? Because my son just went from the bed to the kitchen table. Not a
Yeah.
problem with me. But we have
Mm-hmm.
a lot of parents that work first shift, and that wasn't too fitting with them.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you know, Flint, well, I do love the fact that they have the little plastic guards up. They also have mandatory masks. I love that about Flint, unlike other school districts. And
Mm-hmm.
they enforce that perfect. But a lot of parents was like, why didn't you ask us? We would have told you. Send them. But if you don't reach out to the parents, you don't know. Now maybe it could have been 51, 49%, 51% saying keep them home, 49% saying, you know, send them on. But if you don't reach out to the parents, you don't know
Yeah.
what they need or what
Mm-hmm.
they want. And
Right.
all these different ways to virtually poll people and stuff. See what they need, see what's best, see what they say, and then use that information to inform your decisions. See, us all I'm asking is just make sure that you include the parents in the formation of your decisions. Because otherwise, you can't make decisions for me without me.
Yeah. So were you on the parent advisory board?
Oh, no. So it's not the parent advisory board. Let me be clear.
Okay.
So we're talking about the superintendent's overall board, his citywide advisory team. And I guess he had a spot for one parent. So that was that one parent seat. And like I said, my whole thing was, we got to make that equitable. So why can't we have, think about it. A lot of parents, they want their school to be represented on this board. And then they want to make sure that the seats are equitable. Now, the person who they selected, again, hold on, my fault.
No, you good.
How are you selecting the people? Now, I saw Mr. Woodson said that the school board said that the superintendent can pick whomever he wants. Definitely, I understand that method, but is that the best method moving forward in a district where parents question the transparency and they bleed scholars and involve parents?
Yeah.
So again, I am strategic in when I do things, I want things to be done in a methodological way. So at least get a pool of resumes, put it out there. And if no parent wants to do it, then pick whoever you're going to pick. And for the record, I'm not interested in doing it because I have enough on my plate. But I just want to
Okay.
make sure that the process is equitable for parents that do. Because again, you can't claim to walk in tandem with parents and to be for the family when you omit them from making major key decisions that influence their child's education.
I feel that.
And so a lot of parents, they just step back. And so as when I brought this up, yeah, I was instantly attacked, and I heard a whole lot of claims that were totally untrue, talking about me, and I'm just mad because I'm not selected to be on the committee. It's not about me. It's definitely not about me. But if you really want to go off of accomplishments, education, areas of expertise, it could have been me. I could have been asked, but it ain't about me. It's about the rest of the parents and them getting their equitable opportunity. See, yeah, don't turn parents off. Turn them on. Give them opportunity. You there?
I think she
I'm
froze
looking
up
at the
for a hot
comments so you can
second.
see the comments that it's frozen.
Oh yeah, it's back
Am
now.
I? Am I still frozen?
No, you
No, no,
back.
no, no. You back now.
Am I still frozen? Huh?
I said, yeah, you're back.
Oh, okay. Somebody said I was frozen. I'm sorry. So, my question is from Art. Art said that you were on a. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me find it. Said that you were on the parent advisory board and you quit.
I did.
That's what he's saying in the chat. Can you see it in the chat? Mick, can you pull up
Um,
that comment? Can you pin that comment, Mick? Let me see. I'm gonna go back to it. He said, boom, 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 boom. Hold on. So I guess we were talking about where things got started. He said it got started because you wanted to be on the advisory committee and no one bullied you. The school has a parent advisory committee the parents go to, and then later he goes, Jaleel asked the question and he said she quit the parent advisory committee.
mhm, I did, and you know why? And I'm fully transparent. One thing about me that you will know, Satara, and also everyone else that deals with me and don't speculate about me, they'll know that I just keeps it 100. Because me lying and trying to sugarcoat or fabricate anything is not beneficial. I mean, we are in survival mode in our city right now. No time for the games. We need answers and we need things done properly. So, yes, I did quit because I was initially asked to join because no parents wanted to be a part of it. They just had one person, and that was the president. So I immediately joined and said, you know what? I would take one for the team because I'm thoroughly invested. Can you hear me?
She, yeah, she just fell out for a second. She coming right back in. Cause her
Okay, so should
phone.
I?
Yeah, she coming
Okay,
right back in. She got to be coming right back in. Here she go right there. I'm finna bring her. My bad. It's
not
her
a
phone.
problem.
I apologize. My
Yes. Okay. So yeah.
my stuff
So
won't charge.
again, everything I say will always have receipts. I don't comment on people if I don't know it to be 100% true, and if I can't produce a receipt. So I just want that to be out there. Okay. So you will know my character going forward. So let's talk about me resigning from that board. I was asked to be a part of it because they didn't have no other members. There was only one person, and she was serving as president. They had no members. One of the parent engagement facilitators from my son's old school, she knew that I did a lot. I was engaged, and I'll make a good person. Because again, I'm invested because you guys have my baby. As long as my baby goes here, I'm wholeheartedly doing what I can do to make it better. So soon as I jumped in, as soon as I said yes, they had me doing facilitating the parent citywide meeting a couple days later. They had me working. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever you need for the good of the order, because I'm a team player, this will help Flint. So in the meantime, I'm trying to figure out, okay, so what exactly is Title One? Where did the dollars come from? Because we're supposed to get a lot of them. Just trying to wrap my mind around what Title One is. And so if I don't know, I know other parents don't know. So I'm just being a team player. So as vice president, okay, um, National Teachers Appreciation Week came. And then I said, you know what would be a great idea? It'd be a great idea to honor the teachers for National Teacher Appreciation Week. Because other school districts and municipalities, they were giving their teachers praise and applause, for pivoting during this time of COVID. You went from being in school to being virtual, and the teachers had to figure it out. So I said, this would be in step with what other districts are doing. And then it'll also be a good look for the Parent Advisory Council. So parents can see that, so teachers can see that we're involved and we're engaged. We're telling them thank you, and we're forward thinking. So what I did was I came up with this flyer right here. You probably really can't see it. All right. You probably can't see it. But this is the flyer that I came up with. And we came up with this to boost morale and to just, again, show the teachers that they are appreciated for National Teacher Appreciation Week. And I'm just going to read what it says. It says, now more than ever, we appreciate the talent, dedication, and creativity of the Flint Community School educators. You are essential to the future of our scholars. On behalf of the entire community, we want to say thank you. Hashtag you rock. I see she got kicked off, but I can definitely wait if you like me
No,
to.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Cause she just having problems with her phone. We waiting
Okay.
on her to come back in. Just go ahead and finish explaining. I think you just froze up for a second. Yeah, you
Okay.
go ahead and finish talking. She's about to come
All
back in.
right. Well, very good. And that's what it was.
Okay.
Well, I was told by someone in the Title One realm of things that this flyer, I was told that this flyer did not represent parent engagement. So therefore, Title One couldn't share it. So then I asked the employee in the Title One department, okay, well, since you are responsible for the flyers and the literature that goes out, and you said my flyer didn't cut it, can you please help me adjust my flyer so we can get this out to the parents? Not to the parents, excuse me, to the teachers, because it's important that we show them this. I was told it is not my job, and if it was my job, my fault. I was told that I don't have time, and if I did have time, it's not my job. Yeah, you on mute, Satara. You on mute. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess
Oh, I'm sorry. So here's the thing. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. All right. So, oh shoot, hang on. Hold on. Let me turn this down. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah. So I mean, so it's fine. So I just want to make sure that
I'm
you heard
glad
that part.
we addressed that. Hold on, y'all. I'm having technical difficulties and I'm not exactly sure why. But so just to be clear, I'm glad we got that and we got that all cleared up from that question. There was a couple other questions
But
here
hold
as
on, hold on.
well,
I
Ladel.
didn't finish. I didn't even tell you the outcome. So after I was told that this was not that they didn't have time to help me, and even if they did, that it was not their job, keeping in mind that I came on board as a team player to help out the parent advisory council, the whole Title I thing. I'm up here giving testimonials about the school district, but you tell me that you won't work with me to send out a positive flyer to our parents. I'm not excuse me, not to our parents, but to our teachers from the community. I can't be a part of any group of organization that's refusing to show homage to the teachers, that's refusing to do so, and that's refusing to work with the parents. I had an idea. It was great. It was building morale with the teachers, but they refused to even help me get it out. So the question is, would you have stayed on a committee that valued you in that manner?
No, I would not have stayed on. Not at all. I get it. I totally get it. And I think that when we, like you said, we don't understand and we don't know the players, we don't know the keys, we don't know all the stuff on the background. I guess that's where we get misinformed and those things come in. But I just want to go back to what you said about, representing for all parents, for all students. I really do agree with that. And I think that us as parents, we should probably voice that a little bit more, and be a little bit more bold and boisterous about making sure that we are represented and we have a seat at the table. And I do understand, that boards can be, I mean, they could be, but it'd probably be chaotic. 100 members, I do get
Right.
that.
Absolutely.
Totally get that. However, I do think that um, one parent, um, speaking for all parents from however many schools, is we don't all see things the same. We don't all raise our
Do
children
you
the
think it's a
same.
good idea?
We don't. I mean, at least one from each school. I don't know, like, at least one from each school,
That's my point.
right?
That's what I said. And give them the option to opt out. So, for example, if they picked
Yeah.
Miss Jenkins to represent Potter, if Miss Jenkins said no, then Potter just won't have a representative. I mean, you can do it there, or you all can just search for a parent representative from Potter. But the point is, Potter is different than Nethercutt. Nethercutt is different from Southwestern. We have different cultures at different schools. That one person isn't going to get it. They
Yeah.
can't speak for everyone. But guess what? If you refuse to listen to the parents as we tell you this, you won't know. I mean, imagine this. Imagine if we would have listened to the parents early on that worked first shift that said, hey, we need, our kids can't homeschool. I mean, it's killing us. We know, but help us out. We had different churches and stuff that are set up. So we could have paid them some of those extra dollars to provide socially distanced, guided, computer space for the kids during school time. Something could have been done. But when you don't talk to the parents, when you have select parents that you talk to or that you hear from, then you're not going to get this. And then when a parent come to you, instead of you listening, you getting offended. We're not going to get anywhere. Let me tell you, constituents call me. I had a guy call me, and he cussed me out. Know why he cussed me out? He said, because, mind you, I answer all my phone calls. He said, because I have not seen you since you got elected. And I don't like that. Well, clearly, he doesn't watch the meetings on YouTube. And the deal was, we're in the dead of winter, and we're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm not going to be knocking at your door. They are in the heart of winter, and we're in the middle of a pandemic. Furthermore, if I had extra time to just knock on your door and kick it, it means some things aren't getting done. So do you want me at the Arpa hearing, at Arpa for the money hearing session, or do you want me knocking on your door just so you can see me? But the point is, I listened to what he said, and I took it in, and I told him why, so he'd have an understanding. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so I listen to everyone. I take it all in. I have dialogue to answer questions because I have gotten some great things from residents. I got some resolutions and stuff. I'm working out with other agencies coming down the pipeline. That's going to be amazing. I do. But guess what? If I didn't have an ear to hear the residents, then we wouldn't have these things on the table. So I'm not above. Yeah, I hear people call me genius and she thinks she know it all. So, I'm not above. I don't know it all. I just know what I know. And what I don't know, I consult with the experts. So yeah, but I listen to everyone. And so because I listen, yeah, we got some great things coming down the pipeline. But I made that comment about the guy that cussed me out. That I had to go here. After he cussed me out, he hung up in my face. I wasn't mad because I understood that he was worked up. I don't take that personal. He called me right back in 2 minutes and was like, "Is this your phone number?" I just want to make sure I got the right number because they gave me another number. And what I said was, "Yes, sir." All right, you have a good day. You don't take stuff personal. You listen to the people. You hear what they have to say. You respond so we can have an understanding so we can move on. And that's how I do things. And in my naivete, I'm thinking that other people have the heart to get out of feelings, to do what's best so we can move on and be that exemplar city. So we can have that exemplar school district that we speak of, that exemplar school district that we snatch our kid, that we pretty much move our kids from to take them to. So that's my goal, but I'm finding out that they don't have that same heart. Everyone not trying to do what's good for the student. They're doing what's good for them. And so with that being said, as I see that, that's when, I speak my piece. I make sure everybody is informed and I step back because it takes more than just me. I'm talking about on the city level, school board level, whatever level. Yeah, people, you got to stand up and say something. But yeah, I think people working for the greater good because that's where my heart at. So.
Well, I I think you cleared it up. And to me, as a parent, I have gone through similar things like that. Feeling like I hadn't been heard, or feeling like that what we wanted or what we saw as value for our children weren't being acknowledged by the school board or the principals or whatever the case may be. And so I'm a little more vocal than some other people, so I know that because I am able to be a little bit more vocal than some of the other people, like it doesn't make me better than anybody else or anything like that. It's just I just fight a little different, right?
Yeah.
But I think that as a constituent of Flint or wherever the hell we're from, we don't do enough of that. We don't do enough woofing about that. And I think that we done dropped the ball on our kids because we don't, right? And I think that I know that, and I've seen that is a passion of yours, and because I know you have a son, you have a young son. Mine are adults now, and I have one.
Adult.
that is still in high school. However, but
Hmm.
you know, when you are a parent and your child is, you know, younger, you know, that's a thing. It's a big thing because you don't want them to be behind. You don't want them to, you know, not get the things that they need. I think that when you were talking about you know, the pandemic and the plight of the children going through that, you know, whether it be the social skills and not being able to get their lessons online and their parents being gone. I'm gonna give you an example. One of the teachers called me. I was at this time, I'm working at the bank, and you know, I'm at work while she at school, was supposed to be at school, and my daughter was struggling, right? She truly was struggling. I didn't know how to help her. I'm trying to, you know, help her as best I could. And so the teacher was calling me, and she's calling, she's like, well, you know, I'm getting very engaged, and I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that. And I'm lady. I don't know what you want me to do. You know, I'm at work. Like, what do you want me to do? I can't not come to work to sit and make sure that I can explain this because you are explaining it broadly, you know, to all of these children that are online, you know, and you can't, you know, like you would in the classroom, work one-on-one with her or, you know, answer a little bit more in depth for these other children, right? She going, well, I don't know what we're gonna do. I said, I'm frustrated because again, like you said, we don't have enough representation for people to say this, right? And so I'm frustrated. I'm like, well, lady, what the hell you want me to do? You want to keep to my house? You want to go over there and do it with her? Because I don't know what you want me to do. So it's things like that, like you said, those first shift parents or those third shift parents or those things, because we all have a different our concerns are different because me as a concern for a first shift parent, because I'm a first shift parent, is a different concern as a third shift parent. And the reason why I know this because I was a third shift parent and I was a first shift parent. So when they all were small, I was a third shift parent so that I can, you know, while they're at school, I could sleep. I get up, I can help them with the homework. I can be, you know, at all of their functions, parent teacher conferences, boom, 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 right? They got
Mm-hmm.
older. I became a first shift parent because now they're older, they're in high school. I don't have to be so hands on, but I'm still able to do all their functions and be at their functions. And now I have 3 that graduated, you know, 2 that have gone on to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
One that is in school right now, like still in high
Mm-hmm.
school. So it's different. So my needs as a parent has evolved and it's been different. And those are the things that needs to be coming to the table. So I get it. I get it on both ends. I get it on one end and say, hey, we can't have everybody at the table. I totally get it. I do get that. But
Yeah, me too.
on the other side, on the flip side, as being a parent, damn it, it's gotta be more, it's gotta be more people at the table to have a little bit more opinions to say something because
Here go the
my
catch. Here go the
struggle.
catch.
Your
But
son,
guess what?
is in elementary, mine is in high school. Your struggle
He's
ain't my
7.
struggle.
He's 7. Totally different. Totally different. You hear me? My son wanna draw Sonic and play. I don't think your son wanna draw Sonic and play. Two two totally different ball games. But yeah. But and if you had to plug anybody off, maybe you need to plug off the other people to make sure that you have room for the 9 parents representing the 9 schools. You want to make sure that they're here. But guess what? If you don't talk to the parents about this, you will never know. I'm going to give you a great example. Then I'm going to go ahead and just um, go back because I see Brother Jaleel want to talk about some Arpa dollars. But when I was running the evaluation work group for SAMHSA, and we were a part of a longitudinal study. So that just means a study that goes a couple years. So we are sort of kind of like the Flint registry, but it wasn't as long. We were evaluating the system of care, as stated before. And so we wondered why every time we did the baseline interview, we had trouble with the follow-up interview with the 6 months, because we do it every 6 months, 12 months, every 6 months. Why aren't these people responding? And so in our evaluation work group, I passed out the correspondence that we sent to the family. So everyone part of the work group, part of the committee, they got the envelope. And then I said, what do you, when you see this coming to your mailbox, what do you think? You know what those people told me? Mind you, me and my research team in my office, we're thinking we're doing all things necessary to get you to come back and participate in this study, right? In our minds, the people looked at that stuff and said, this looks like a bill. This looked like junk mail. You have my name typed out on the label. It looks impersonal. It's in a legal envelope, the long white ones. Only thing coming there is bills and stuff that you don't want. So yeah, I'm not going to open. This is going to go on the pile with the bills and the junk mail. That's why you guys are not responding to these to our calls to come and get your interview. Mind you, we're paying them for the interview, but they're not responding. So they said, if you want us to respond and not throw it away, you need to use more of a card, like a greeting card. You one of those envelopes. And then we need for you to handwrite our name so we know that this is not computer generated. That you took, that it's coming from somebody. Yeah. And then, yeah. So with that, so those two things right there totally shifted what we did. But we never would have known if we didn't go to the group that helped us form the way we corresponded with the participants, because we were doing it wrong. Now, we could have stayed on our high horse saying, you know what, this is the way we do it, this is the way we've been doing it, and this is the way we're going to do it. Or we could pivot, listen to what the people are saying, and do as they say do, because they're the people opening up the mail. So we need you to participate in this study. We need to find out what you need. And that's the same with this. And so for individuals not to understand that or not to take this serious, it's just beyond me. So you can't ignore the parent's voice. I know we have new people there. Well, if we have new people there, stop doing some things the old way. Don't have the parent. It ain't about filling out a already done questionnaire. We need for you to engage with the parents. Listen up. I guarantee you will learn something. And this is coming from Ladel, the parent, not city council. So let's go ahead and just go back to you. I just want to make sure that that's clear, because people understand when you break it down for them to understand. You with me?
So
I said, you with me? I mean, you're like, were you clear with my example and stuff?
hold on. What he said? Hold on 1 second.
Hey, Ladell, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get her what's her name, but she can hear you. She just can't. I'm trying to get her thing fixed on the other side.
Well, not a problem. Well, what I can do, as you all get it set, I can just answer a few things that I do see in the chat. One of them is from Brother Jaleel. He said, let's get back to Arpa dollars. Why does it appear as if the Arpa dollars are being directed and or encouraged to go to the same old non-productive, non-progressive, non-profit organization? As of right now, we don't have any criteria. And we're still working on the whole process of submitting requests for Arpa dollars. So in terms of the people that are requesting dollars, that's something else. You know, anyone can request them, but we're making sure, well, it is my hope that we make sure that we have a tangible process, a tangible and equitable process that we use to judge this by, you know. And then I'll also go up a little bit. Because I see Becky Brown said, I'm lost in this conversation because that is not my experience so far with FCS.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say too. She said she didn't see that. I mean, had that same experience.
Yeah. Oh, well, guess what? I mean, that is definitely a blessing for her not to have this experience. I'm sorry. But the deal is this, I don't know her level of involvement and engagement. And I believe she said that her scholars attend DTM. Well, again, DTM might have a totally different experience than Potter and Freeman. Clearly they do. So that's my whole point. You should be able to be a blind person, and you should have we should go to any school and you should be able to get the
this
same.
One got to you. I just sent it. No, you go ahead, Ladel. My bad.
All right, not a problem. Yeah, you should be able to get the same experience at the school. Yeah, I mean, and there shouldn't be any respect of parents. Me, Ladel Lewis, yeah, I might be second council person, but no, you don't got to give me any special treatment. I don't want it. But I just want to make sure that everything is equitable. Because again, if my son is somewhere, I want to make sure that all of our kids are being treated equitable. I want to make sure that we're getting if you all call Grand Blanc the paramount of education, the pillar of academic excellence, where you esteem to have your kid go, I want to make sure that we're bringing Grand Blanc to Flint or whatever school district or school that my son attend or that your son attend. Because I'm not driving out there. That's not my goal. And I want to stick and stay. But, when you don't give parents a voice, sometimes they have to change their minds. So shout out to Becky Brown for not having the same experience.
Yeah, it seemed like, I mean, you active in there, so.
I got Parent of the Year. I mean, how many years straight? I was Parent Representative of the Year. Then we had COVID. I was Parent of the Year. I brought a college day, career day. I can go on and on with the things that I've done. So I'm in the trenches. So I'm not just talking. I'm in here.
No, I understand that because that's what we need. Because the school, I graduated from Northern in '95.
I came out 97.
Okay. I came out in 95. So I understand this. Like when I was there, we had Tool and Die. When I had Atwater, we had Tool and Die. We had Mr. Ewing. We had auto mechanics. It's like we had graphic. I mean, we had so many classes there. It's like the Flint school system doesn't have any of that no more.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties. I am so sorry.
And hold on. And so she said that she's a part of a different parent group. Again, what other parent groups are there? Is this something that I don't know about? So what other parent groups are there? And that's my point. She should not know about a parent group that the rest of the parents don't know about unless it's a members only group. So full disclosure, if this is a private group, I totally understand. But we need to know these things. We need to know. We should not be sitting over here in the dark. Go Vikings.
No doubt, go Vikings. And I agree with you with that, though. But it should be everybody. All parents should be working in unity.
I mean, not do you one better. Not just working in unity. All parents need to know the same stuff. So we have the opportunity to work in unity. Because if Miss Brown, if she over here getting things done in this parent group, and I'm over here trying to somebody booing us, and I'm over here trying to work with this.
Go Buccaneers! Goodness gracious, y'all ain't finna be all on this Viking stuff. Listen, go Bucks. Boo! No boo. I love y'all. I ain't even gonna lie, but still, go Bucks.
Okay. Well, look. My husband's the Buck. So,
Shalem, shout out to my boy Shalem. That's my guy. Shout out to Shalem. I know your husband. Shout out to Shalem. Tell him I said what up. We went to school together. Shout out.
But
I got a question for you though, because I see we got a lot going on in this chat. I got one right here from Art. He said he went to you about road restoration and how the city has paid a contractor and the city will not get the reimbursement back. He said, I took it to the Councilwoman Lewis many times. I
No, no,
didn't
no, no,
start
no,
going
no,
after.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Let's be clear
Okay.
because
Okay.
I want to address this in sections.
Oh,
My
go for it. Go
phone
for it. You
never.
see the? Do you see the? Do you see the comment? Because if
I
you see the
don't.
comment, you can
I
just.
don't.
Hey, Mick, can
I,
you pin it? Hang on, we gonna pin it for you. You'll see it.
Which one you want me to paint? Which one you talking about?
I went. It started off by saying I went to her about road restoration and how the city has to pay contractor. You see it?
all right. Appreciate that. So let me stop there.
Right.
Yeah.
He came and he stood before council during council when it had public speaking.
Okay.
That's what he came to. He never once called my phone and reached out to me about this specific instance. He has
Okay.
not. Because everyone that calls me, and I'll give you another great example.
Okay.
So we were at a council meeting and he spoke, and again, you did at council, you didn't specifically say council person Lewis. So you asked all 9 of us that specific issue. But let me just go ahead and just be even more clear. Mr. Woodson came to me and he was asking me about a specific ordinance. Well, he didn't come to me. He kept saying it over and over again during his testimony. Okay. And me, I don't talk. If people know me, I don't talk much at council. I don't go into the back and the forth and stuff. And so I made a note and I was sending the proper messages to the proper people so we can get his answer. And basically, when I reached out to him, he told me I already had that handled. I already had that handled that night. And so I'm like, well, if you already got stuff handled, why are you coming to me? If you already got it done. So in terms of the road restoration, if I have an answer, I give you what I know. So if you would have called me, I would have told you what I would have known, and then we would have worked together to try to get that done. But yeah, but you were talking to my other colleagues as well. So let's not try to act like I'm ignoring you and not doing my job.
Okay. I got another question. This one is from Jaleel. He said, I lost it. I'm so sorry. Give me 2 seconds. He said, why does it appear as if the ARPA dollars are being directed and or encouraged to go to the same old non-productive, non-progressive, non-profit organizations? There's a lot of nines, Jaleel.
What I can do?
No, I was getting ready to say I ain't even trying to advocate on your side, but I don't know how we can answer that question for everybody because I'm not really sure how that's being advocated.
No, I mean, no, it's fine. Again, I ran on the platform of 3 things:
Okay.
police, community relations, blight, and constituent education. And those are things that I'm actively engaged. I was actively engaged in those things before I got elected, and I'm gonna continue to do as I said I'm gonna do while I'm in office. So my whole thing is this: we need to set criteria and standards. Criteria and standards. So when it's time to put in the RFPs and for people to be considered for these funds, then we have a fair and equitable. Again, I'm one of the naive people thinking that we can achieve that. We can if we want to. Want to make sure that we have criteria in place to make this process fair and equitable. That's where Councilwoman Lewis is coming from. And I'm only one of 9 people. If you believe in that, I admonish you, reach out to your council person and tell them the same thing. Tell them the same thing. But also, yeah, boots on the ground all organizations, not just boots on the ground. Yeah, we need to make sure that you will and that you can be able to do this. This is the evaluator in me talking right now. The goal would be, so no one's just going to give you money to give you money. The ideal ARPA session would be this: to educate the constituents on what ARPA is, give them examples of how different municipalities are spending their ARPA funds because they are using these once in a lifetime ARPA funds for racial inequity. We had a lot of that in Flint, but they're using it just like Claire McClendon said. They are using these historic funds to do historic things. And so we need we need to know. We need to get that education so we can wrap our mind around what's possible, what other folks are doing, what we need. And so when we do that, I'm sorry.
No, go for it. No, finish it. Finish your thought. I apologize.
Oh yeah, and when we do that, we got to make sure that we have an equitable way to apply for the funds. Not because you know a homie or you got an inside track. No, we need to make sure all the listening sessions are handled. We need to make sure we have an equitable way of applying. Criteria are clear and understood. And then we need to make sure that we have a way to evaluate that, hey, if we give you this money to do X, you need to do exactly what they say, or if not, you will be paying this money back. Because at the end of the day, if the council misappropriate this money, we have to pay it back to the federal government. If you misallocate this money, we don't know. There's nothing in place.
What I really like, I like that out of all of this that you're saying, you continue to say equitable. I don't think that people really realize that. I think they hear the word and they don't really understand it. And, and then they'll go back to it and they say, well, it's not equal. It's not being equal. It's not equal. And, and I think equality and equity, I think they're missing a point in it. Right. And so I think it's important to know that it needs to be equitable. I think it's important for people to know that is it. And I like that you continue to say that. And, like, now that we're going to equally distribute it's equitable, because even though it's equal doesn't mean that it works for everybody. Right.
Mm.
So the example that I had given my friend's son was that, we're gonna watch the baseball game. Now, I'm 5'4". You are taller than me. How tall are you, Ladel?
No, I'm all the way 6 foot.
Okay, you 6 foot. I'm 5'4", right? So you 6 foot, I'm 5'4", and then we got a homie over here that's in a wheelchair, right? But we all want to watch this baseball game. The fence is 5'8". So 5'8", you clearly can. Let's say it's 5'6". The fence is 5'6", and at 5'6", you can clearly see this baseball game, and you don't have an issue.
I can lean on it.
You can lean on it. I'm on my tippy toes, and I can barely see it, but I can see it, right? But our homie over here in a wheelchair can't see shit. However, it's equal because we all at the game. That's equal, right? Because we all at the game.
Absolutely.
Equity is 4 boxes over here and a ramp. And two of those boxes are allocated for you and your seat, so you can see over it. 2 of those boxes are allocated for me to see over, and 2 of them boxes are allocated, and none of them are for her because she in a wheelchair, right? But it's a ramp over there. Equity is you give me your boxes because you don't need it. You can see over, you can lean over it. But now you give me your boxes, and now I can see over it just like you can. And then we both say, hey, it's a ramp over there. And we pull the ramp over, and now we got a ramp to put homie on. And so now we all are seeing it.
And we're all, absolutely.
That's equity.
Great example. Great example.
Not equality. And fuck equality, because that don't all mean that we get the same thing. Just because it's equal doesn't mean that it works for us. That's what's missing, and that's what people miss in that. And so I again, because I understand it, is the reason why I appreciate you continuing to say that, right? But when other people hear it and they don't understand it, it don't mean nothing to them. But I'm trying to get people to understand that just because it's equal don't mean it's fair for real, for real.
Not at all.
You know
And
what I'm saying? Because like per my example, yeah, it's equal because we both at the game, but shit, Ladell don't even want to concede because she's 6 feet.
that's it. And that's by nature. Ain't got nothing to do. Nothing to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
So I can't be mad at you, right? But equity is because we allow everybody to have the same vision and everybody can see the game now. I
You
think
talking
that is so important. So important. And I always break it down like that because I'm usually talking to younger people. And so they can understand it that way. But clearly we have to do that for some adults as well too. But I'm not saying that to be like, being facetious or anything like that. But sometimes we gotta dumb it down like that so we can so we can understand what it means. Like, because sometimes people love, like, I love her because she can use her words beautifully and this, and that. But shit, some people don't even understand that, right? And so we have to break it down that way. And again, I really love the fact that you said you always, you use the equity. You use the equity because that is what is important. That is the part that we're missing. That is so freaking important. People that's watching this, please understand equality and equity are two so totally different things. And if you want equality, then we ain't on the same page because I don't want that.
and we'll never be on the same page.
No. And I think sometimes that's some of the disconnect in how we look at people that want things and that's working towards things. Because some people will say, I'm working towards equality, and some people like you will say, I'm working towards equity, and semantics, right? They think it's semantics, but it's not. It's two different things.
Yeah. And you're exactly right. And and that's why I am a staunch advocate of education, informing the people. Because it's a lot of things that I don't know. This council is a learning curve for me. I wasn't watching council meetings all the time. I wasn't even attending them like that. It's a learning curve. So I'm ignorant to a lot. I'm learning. And it's the same with our residents. They're learning. This is politics is scary. A lot of people will just disengage and turn themselves off and declare to be apolitical, but as they say, if you're not at the table, you're on the table or you're on the menu, however you want to say it. But yeah, but we must break stuff down so we can get it. Everyone that speak to me, I talk in layman's terms because I
Mm-hmm.
want you to get it. And
Mm-hmm.
I caught some heat for being on the reboot page, but I'm there so people can have an understanding of what's going on. If you calling our meeting illegal, let me make sure. And this is just me because I care enough, and I don't want to. I don't want the whole rhetoric being that we had an illegal meeting. Mind you, the meeting could be totally legal. But like you say, reality is perception. So if you got people thinking that it was a legal meeting, it is. But see, I'm that council person that will go online and I will consult with legal to get the certain instances on the charter where it said this meeting was legal. And I will copy and I will paste that so you all can see exactly where this meeting was not an illegal meeting. So you will not be ignorant in that manner. We need to know what's going on. See, once you know what's going on, you can take control of your situation. But a lot of people, they love ignorant folks because they can manipulate you, they can walk on you, and they can tell you anything and you believe it. Like Ladel don't live in Flint. My goodness.
Nah. Well, listen, that's people like to put that stuff out. But you know what? So listen, at the end of the day though, Liddell, misery loves company, right?
Absolutely.
Misery loves company. And because we have been in such Flint is in such a destitute situation for all this time, we're miserable out here. So we want some company. So people jump in the bed and they do some miserable shit to get people in the bed with them. But I'm a firm believer if you lay down with dogs, damn it, you're gonna get fleas, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you play silly games, you get silly ass prizes.
Yeah,
I
you
am a
do.
firm believer in
With
that,
your name
right?
on them. With your name. Oh, this prize for you. Yeah, yeah, you
Yes,
do.
yes,
Yeah, you do.
yes, you do. And so I think at the end of the day, I think that these things like this needs to just be addressed, and we just need to call those things out. We just need to ask people. I don't think we need to continue to accuse people of things. We just need to ask them and just bring it to the table. I think we get a whole lot further if we do that. I just want to address something real quick with Jaleel. Jaleel, I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying. Jaleel said, I had a comment. Let me read it for everybody. Jaleel said, freedom, justice, and equality we now must have. We want to be free, justified, and equal to all. Equity is a form of equality, and you can't have equity without equality, but you can have equality and equity little. So I wasn't saying it as if I didn't want equality. I'm just saying that equity is very much important. And at the end of the day, you know, it can be argued by the people that are giving us this so-called equality that we do have the equality, right? And so it can very well be argued that, right? And so my point in saying that is because that can be argued to say, hey, it is equal. That why equity is so important, and that we can't miss that because it's key.
He said y'all on the same page.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to be clear because sometimes I just wanted to be clear and make sure I said that like I was not by any means saying no, we can't have no whatever damn equality. I wasn't saying that at all. But I know it can be argued that hey, we got some equality. It is equal, It can be argued, because they like to bring that to the table. It is equal. Well, equal don't always work.
I have done a lot of research, regarding the history of our company and not company, our country. What am I thinking of? And the plight of the African American. So, when we start talking about things being equitable and stuff like that, I understand this on a deeper, more intrinsic level. I'm talking about when we start talking about the vagrancy laws. Okay, when we really get down into this thing, we can have conversation about equity and about African Americans being the shoes that America used to run to get wealth on. We can really get deep into this, but that's not why we're here. But I totally get it. I overstand. You just know that. Yeah, and plus I used to teach at mine and also at Baker sociology. So absolutely.
We could probably do this all night. I'm not gonna hold you and everybody else either. But listen, I really, truly enjoy. Go for it. I know you got.
But I just want to make sure that everything is addressed because I don't always. I'm not the most interesting. Yes, I am. I'm lying. But I'm not going to come and I don't go back and forth with people. I just want the best for Flint residents, everybody else too. But I'm really invested in Flint residents. And so if you and anyone else, if they are interested in really moving Flint forward, you don't have to like me. Just join me to do the work. It's all about the work. Take the messenger out. See, I'm grown enough to do that. I take the messenger out so we can get the work done. It's enough work in Flint so everyone can have an assignment and be busy. It's enough. When I won, I reached out to Sister Audrey. So hopefully one day we can work together because it's enough for everybody to do. It's enough. So let's stop backbiting, being on some low vibration stuff, utilizing negative energy, and let's go ahead and work for Flint for real. Right now, they got the Flint Brand Grant and the Communities Grant going on. Then they have the neighborhood training going on through Neighborhood Engagement Hub. Let's stop backbiting and let's join that stuff. Let's write some grants for your community. You change the narrative of your community. I started Sarvis Park with a dream and a wish that things need to be better. And here we are. A year or two later, we got Disney on board, AutoZone on board. You can do the same thing. Contact Habitat for Humanity.
Let's write some grants. I don't know how, but I got some ideas. Let's write some grants, Ladel.
But these are the easy ones. These aren't even the complex ones. These are just the easy neighborhood ones.
But I know my lane, and grant writing ain't it. Yeah.
Right. We'll go to some of that. They got some of that Flint neighborhood training. I put it all on the Flint Second Ward page. It just started.
Let me write that down. Flint Second Ward, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Flint Second
Flint
Ward.
Second. Are we spelling second or 2 ND? Tell me how.
It's 2 ND. I ain't trying to make it all
Okay.
complex. 2 ND.
I gotta ask. Okay.
Yeah.
Flint Second
We
Ward.
got
Okay.
yeah, I'm in Flint Leadership Academy, teaching the community more about government. I have all kind of scholarships on my page. See, I don't post negative stuff. I'm not posting negative videos. I'm not posting anything negative because this community had enough of that. It's time for us to move for working for the good. So yes, get on that stuff. Find out how to help. I took that whole series last year. I learned a lot. I trust you would do the same. Let's redirect these energies.
I'm definitely gonna look at it. If I got any questions or any concerns, I'm gonna definitely reach out to you because I know you'll answer me. So let me say this. Let me give y'all what I got out of tonight. Right. First of all, what I got out of tonight was that the biggest thing that I got out of tonight, you can tell me if I'm wrong, is that Ladel Lewis, Dr. Ladel Lewis, because she is a doctor, y'all looked that up out there. That Dr. Ladel Lewis is a councilwoman, but she staying in her lane. What she's passionate about, she's passionate about it. Knows that she's not, she ain't really fooling with it like that. That's what I got from that. So, you can ask her a bunch of questions about a bunch of things that maybe she's not passionate about and maybe that she knows a little bit about, but it ain't really her lane, so she don't dive into it. And
right. But I will send you to the person. I send you that way.
I was just getting ready to say, but she'll give you the information to talk to whoever you need to talk to get that. Now, that's what I gathered out of it. If I'm wrong, hey, that's just my perception, and perception is reality, and so that's my reality for tonight. That's what I got out of it.
And Becky Brown commented, she said negative or truth. It's a difference between things being negative or truth. If something can be negative about me, and if it's negative, it's just negative. And if it's true, it's true. But in terms of I'm mad that I didn't get a seat on the board, I'm not responding to people that reach out to me. I can go on and on. Those are just lies. So you would, unless you hear it come out of my mouth, don't take that as truth. So again, instead of talking about,
I reached out to you.
Yeah, right. But I just definitely wanted just to clear it up when somebody say negative in truth. People try to like enter, and this is not a shot at her at all because I don't take shots. Life is too short. But let's make sure that you spitting facts. Spit facts.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I know that we could probably go on, and there's probably a bunch of things that people want to hear and see. I mean, I really just wanted to get into that. I really just wanted you to just be like, hey, listen, yo, this was popping. I'm in Flint. I live in Flint. And just to go on some things that, just to clear up a few things and just get your feedback on some things and just to hear your voice, because we had not heard, other than maybe hearing from you on council or whatever. I don't watch the council meetings, so I can't say that I've heard you that way either. So because they get a little long and I had to be to work early in the morning.
A little long. Look, a little long.
I don't do that. So I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I don't. I get the dumbed down version a little later. Because I can't do that. But I do want to say that I appreciate you even reaching back out to me and answering me. And I appreciate you coming on this platform just to give a little bit of whatever of all the things that you gave us. Answering the questions. I wasn't my point in doing this wasn't to bash you or to do any of those crazy negative things or whatever. It was really just to ask some questions and get some feedback and just get some answers, and just because I like to go to the source. I don't want to just hear from anybody else. I just like to go to the source. So, and the best way to do that is to say, hey, Ladel don't live in Flint. Oh, well, let me ask Ladel. Ladel, you live in Flint? Yep, I do. Okay, there you go. Whatever we do, right?
Right, definitely. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, the people that said that going to say she lying and keep spreading that false narrative. So what I do, because people going to do what they going to do. But I encourage you, if you really want to know, pull up to Cyrus Park this summer, because we're going to have some more art in the park. Yeah, we going to make our playground ADA compliant. So if you have any autistic, no handicapped family members, yeah, we're making our playground safe for them to come and participate.
Cool.
Absolutely. We're going to have music month going on again. And I'm looking to bring in some pretty nice artists, bigger than last year. I'm gonna have the was that the Caribbean Fest that we had, the Caribbean Beats and Eats. Yes, we're bringing it back. So we will have a free Caribbean buffet right there at Service Park. We're about to get it
And
popping
that.
again. So please,
Thank you.
please,
Hey,
yeah.
listen, thank you for saying that because that I was getting ready to say before I closed out, I wanted to ask you about that. So thank you for saying that because I had said this on some other podcasts and I said when I got a chance to ask her, I was gonna ask her because I didn't want it to be a thing. You know how some people, be running for council and some of those things, they just did it for the show. And I wanted to know, hey, is this a thing we're gonna continue to see? Are we gonna continue to see the ice cream socials? We're gonna continue to see the music and the porch fest and all those type of things. So I'm glad you addressed that. So the answer to my question, you answered it for me, is yes, that we're gonna continue to see this. Am I correct?
You will see even more. Yep, you will see it at Service Park, but we spreading it out in Second Ward now. So we're going to be at Iroquois Park. We're going to do a little bit at Fleming Road Park. So we're going to be out here. And then our Halloween festivities, we're going to take it back to Max Brandon Park. Because you don't forget, we had that big Halloween haunted trail. Absolutely. Working on sponsors right now so we can make that thing bigger and better. Last year, we dropped over 6,000 Halloween candy containers throughout the trail, filled with money, gift cards, and candy. And every pavilion in the park, they had a special station. So one of them was taking professional Halloween pictures. Another one was food. So we had that sponsor with all kind of barbecue sandwiches. So if you were a vegan, vegetarian, or meatly, we had you covered. And then we had in the other two pavilions, one of them was sponsored by Zeta Phi Beta, juices, candy, you name it. Other one was sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. So with that being said, yeah, we getting it in again as long as I'm here. And my goal is not to run again and hold up the seat. I want to create the blueprint so I can pass the baton to the next person coming behind me so they can give you all even more good ideas and the best service because the second ward deserves it. The north side deserves it.
Appreciate you, Ladel. Very much. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you talking to me. I appreciate you, even answering the questions that I have for you. I really, truly, truly appreciate it. Much obliged. Much obliged, lady. Much obliged. Continue to just keep working. Keep doing all that stuff that you're doing on the north side or whatever. Keep spreading it out. I appreciate it. Like you said, you spread it out. I would like to see other council people do the same thing and just really let's take our city back because I'm on that. I'm on that. Let's take the city back. Let's make it beautiful again. Let's do all of this stuff that we had when we were coming up because hey, we could tell stories all day about how great it was when we were coming up, and all the good things that we did and how we did it. So, I want to see that again. I want to see Flint thrive again. And shoot, we wasn't even at our best when we was coming up. So,
Right.
even
Okay.
before that, we wasn't even at our best then. But shit, we had a ball. So, even if we can get back to that part and then we can go back a little further and we can get it to where it was and we can get it even better. Just make it the best that it's ever been. I'm on that. And I think that we all need to get on the same page. All the council people, all of the 80,000 people in Flint and the surrounding areas and everything. I think we all just need to get on that. I think we all need to be unified.
Oh, did you say
in the
unity?
struggle.
Because Brother Jaleel said this. He said we want to hear what it'll take to have this unity. So I mean,
I've been asking this question. I think at the end of the day, I think we just need to put our egos to the side and just do the fucking work.
Well, you know what? I do you one better because people do the work, but are you doing the work for the right purpose? See, are you doing the work for the accolades, and are you doing the work to blast people? Why are you doing the work, or are you doing the work because you want to see better? So so we need people to get your mind right because if you change your mind, you can change your life. Again, and when you change your mind, you change your life. I grow every year. Remember, I see that man cuss me out. If he would have called me this time last year, he probably would have got that work. But guess what? You change your mind, you change your life. Yeah. You look at the bigger goal. The common denominator is a better Flint. And so,
Not
before
changing, you're
you,
not growing anyway.
yeah, when you don't change, that's, they
You're
call that
not
death.
growing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So choose this day.
Death. Stagnation is death.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
being stagnant, that's you might as well be dead if you being stagnant.
You're absolutely right. So people ask yourself, they have the think mechanism, but my whole point is, when you begin to say things, think about it. Is it relevant? Is it kind? Is it true? And if you can't pass those things, I'll say, let me say it, frame it a little better. And if you can't successfully vet what you're about to say through those three gates, then you shouldn't be talking.
You know what? At the end of the day, it don't cost you nothing to be kind. It don't cost you shit to be kind. It don't cost you a damn thing.
Free 99, and it'll change somebody's life, even yours.
One act of kindness and one thought of positivity every day can change your whole mindset. And if we just get on that and we just do that, and we got to stop dropping the ball on these kids. That's what we need to do. Because they the future. Listen, because I'm old now. Hell, I'm 45. Listen, listen.
You better say. I looked up and I was like, wait, do I got a dad this? I mean, yeah, it's a whole new day. We are where our parents was. And I look up and say, wow. I look at my mom. Yeah, man, she about to be 70. So again, Lord willing, we will make it that way, and yeah, life is progress. And we need to set up a better situation for our youth, especially in Flint. So let's be a part of it. And let's not leave it for somebody else to take it over. Because when I was in the DC area, area sure do look a lot different. So if you don't take control of your narrative, somebody else will. So join me. Admonish your city council person. Speak up at your child's school. Find out what's going on. I'm still waiting for Becky Brown to tell me the other parent organization she's a part of so I can inquire. Yes, but yeah, it's enough work for everybody to do. Everybody get busy. Get busy.
With that being said, I have nothing else, but thank you again, Ladel. I appreciate you. Hey, stay on after we get off and we talk a little bit. But everybody, I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions or comments and concerns, Councilwoman Ladel Lewis told you how to get in contact with her. I suggest you all do that. Her inbox is open. That's what I did, And with that being said, y'all have a great night. If y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns for me, myself personally, my inbox is always open and my page is public. I ain't got nothing to hide. Y'all come at me. Holla.